Today we develop the previous topic about dirty service in table tennis. Dirty service sounds really
dirty, yes.
really dirty, yes. So I think today this video is more important.
Yeah, it's maybe more interesting because people know more the players we will show today than the previous ones.
And these players definitely have more influence and their opinion carries more weight.
For sure.
For sure. Mm-hmm. What is more important for you? How young players consider this problem vital, or these top European players?
Yeah, for me, problem when I receive dirty serves, the most painful situation. Yeah. And that I just hope that top players they confirm my pain, and then it will be more influence to make some changes.
Okay, so we continue our investigation. You are welcome to watch.
Hi, I'm Alex.
My name is Sergey. We talk about table tennis.
We are Table Tennis 11.
Illegal service is a problem today in table tennis.
It's a problem when it goes a little bit too far, in my opinion. If someone has a legal service but you receive good, then you don't care, and if they have a legal service and you receive bad, then suddenly you maybe care a little bit more.
Yes.
Very good question, but to be honest, I don't think there's anyone having a legal service right now, according to the rules. I think it's the norm, it's the standard, so there's nothing to complain about.
I think it's a problem, yes. Umpires are afraid to call it sometimes.
It's a problem the way you sometimes use or obey or not follow the rules. So it's a problem.
Sometimes some players make too much and in maybe important moment, and then it's really not fair, I would say. But if it's all the time, I don't know, a bit coming here or a bit here, it's nothing special.
Yes, I think this.
Of course, it's a problem.
Oh, yes, I think it's a problem. I think 90% of the players, okay, maybe a little bit less, would have a fault service.
I think it's okay, not so big problem.
Not so big problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, I think it's a big problem because there is a lot of illegal service, and the umpires said nothing, and when there is good service, they said something.
Depends on the player. Sometimes yes, some people serve totally illegal, some people serve good, but still they have problems with umpires because umpires always say that it's wrong.
I don't think so, not so much, no.
It's not about today table tennis. Since the service rule, we have the problem that it's very difficult for the umpires to really see if the service is legal or illegal.
It is today and yesterday, and in the past we are quite sure this is a problem.
The line is very thin. Honestly, it disturbs when I cannot see the service. I wish everybody could win serve a little bit more legal, more clear.
Yes, I believe it's a big problem, not a small problem.
Of course it's a problem. I mean, you can hide really much. I mean, it's not clear. We all like to have a clear services. It's a big problem for me.
In my opinion, as long as the opponent is not complaining, I don't think it's such a big deal. I saw that the umpires in this tournament are a little bit more strict. Yeah, I don't think it's a good part. I don't think it should be as much as it is right now. Especially it can change the rhythm of the game, especially if it's like 9-9 or 10-10. I don't think that the umpire should take like the responsibility in his hands, you know, to take the point. Because in these situations, it's just not a good thing for the sport. So actually it's a problem?
Yeah,
I think
so. Because of the umpires, or...
I mean, if someone has an illegal serve and the opponent is also not seeing the serve and he's losing the points because of that, then of course the umpire should do something about it. But if it's like 9-9 or 10-10 and the opponent is not complaining and the umpire didn't take one serve the whole match, I don't think this should take place.
What is the biggest problem? Fighting the service, toss is not vertical or toss is not high enough?
Okay, when toss is not high enough, it's a bit also crazy because then you can get like really quick motion. Again, this hiding and also not throwing vertical is also very much together. Like if you really throw vertical, then it's much harder to hide the service, and especially this service now, which Chinese start a lot. You see, it's causing a lot of problems. So.
Hiding is more difficult.
Maybe problem is when they hide or when they throw. Not vertical. Yeah, maybe this is the problem.
Usually hiding, I think it's not that easy to totally stop. I think the biggest threat is to throw the racket against the ball, so it's not vertically up, but against the ball. That's exactly the problem.
A bit of everything, I feel. Yes.
These two usually the umpires take many points for these two with high and not vertical, but I think more problem it's with hiding, and the umpires don't really care so much about hiding, and they care more about tossing and this vertical.
The hiding the service, because the referee is mostly taking the points when the ball is not throwing enough, so I think the mostly is the throwing the ball on the player.
Lately, I think most of them are, and me also, I think we are almost vertically throwing the ball, but the problem is the hiding, with the body.
Hiding the ball? Yes, hiding, because now the players they throw straight the balls, so this is not the problem. But now they try to hide with the head, with the shoulder, or with the body, and this the referee cannot see. But the opponent cannot see the ball, so it's illegal service.
Players who serve more with backhand, toss is not really high and it's really fast. It's hard to prepare good for this service. You have no time to make some decision. Also arm, they are taking arm little bit later. When they contact with the ball, then they take out arm. So also it's hard to see the ball. This is the main problems.
The first two things, I think it's important, because with these two things, throwing the ball towards your body and hiding the ball, these are two things where you can have an advantage as a player. If it's not vertical, it's not really a big deal. Normally if it's vertical, it's better. And to learn a good serve, it's easy. You just toss the ball not so far from body, and then it's easy to have it right.
I think the biggest advantage you can get in the service if you don't throw the ball vertical. If you have a chance, let's say how the rule is saying almost vertical, and this almost, it's a big problem for us. Because it's many players, they start in the middle of the table and they serve on the edge of the table. So this is not almost for me. And there is many kind of services like this, or if you are hiding really behind the body. It can be many easy solutions, but I don't know why they are not working on this, or not doing some special control for the services. And I don't like if the referee in the quarterfinal or in the last 16 or all in the qualification they take the service. If you go to one tournament, everybody in every game, in every point have to take the services, and not just one referee, other don't take. So it's depending which referee you play. Finally, so it's this I don't like so much.
For me, throwing to
Not vertical.
behind, not vertical.
And hiding also.
And hiding is behind the head, behind the arm. I mean, it's a big advantage when you serve and you can hide the ball, because.
And low toss is not the problem. Not the big problem.
Also. I mean, at the end, you are losing some time to react and to be able to have a more precise answer.
Yes.
So it is tough, of course.
Toss is not vertical and hiding the ball. I think this, you don't throw that much. This 16 centimeters is very little, in the end. So I think the second and the third one are the biggest problems.
I would say the hiding the serves. So this is the most. If it's not high enough, that's not a big problem. I have a lot of problems with this with my backhand services, and also Ovchar. You could see now he had a lot of services, but that's not a big issue. I would say the hiding with the head or with the arms or under the arm, it's a bigger issue for me.
I mean, I think most of the people are not tossing the ball vertical. I mean, it's basically not impossible, but it's very tough to do for it to be completely vertical. But I think the hiding of the serve is not such a big deal anymore. I think the toss is what the umpires are looking at now. You have to still think that 15 centimeters is not as much as they think, in my opinion. We just saw it right now with Dimitri Ovcharov. They took his backhand serve. I mean, I think, in my opinion, the toss is enough. I don't think it helps him in any way to toss the ball lower than 15 centimeters, so it's just not the right place and the right time to take the serve.
What should be done? Umpires should take care, or rules should be changed?
Rules should not be changed, but advanced. Yes, umpires should be more strict.
If they want to really stop illegal service, then okay, must be a clear line to follow. So everybody know, all the players know, all the coaches know, all the umpires know. Because right now there's only a matter of discussion, what the umpire thinks. Umpire cannot know what you see, what you not see. And then some umpires, they maybe play before, they have a little bit more feeling. Some umpires, they never play in their life, they have no idea how this feeling is. Not that they are bad umpires, but they cannot really imagine how it looks in a player's angle.
Is the solution like umpires should be more strict, or maybe rules should be changed?
Yeah, I'm also for that. If they allow everything, and then this would be maybe most correct, because sometimes it's really hard to make a decision whether a service is correct or not correct. So I am for that they accept everything.
The main thing is you find a line that all umpires can easily follow.
Really, no idea. It's very hard to make the rules for it, I feel.
I think both. I think they can be strict, and also maybe they can make more specific rules.
I remember it was one tournament, it was VAR, like in football. So maybe this would be a good idea, but I think there would be always some problems with services, always some players that complain about it. So
I think if the rules are like this, then the umpires should be more strict. If not, then the rules must be changed.
So I think the rules is not really clear. Also, I think that the umpires has to change his position, because to be on the side, he cannot see really well the service. Everyone has to have the same rules.
I think umpires should be more strict, but also maybe they must learn a little bit better rules, I think, umpires.
There are now talks again on how to improve this situation. One possibility is to serve only in front of the body, like with backhand serve. What could be also easily done nowadays is that you have two cameras in the middle of the table where the net is, looking towards the player, and maybe a little screen for the umpire, because then the umpire has the view from the opponent or from the table.
I think the rule have to change a little bit, and the umpires have to pay better. If we have better paid umpires, then we can also say to them, make a better job, and then we can increase also the level of the umpires, of the game, how it's running the game. And I already said I would like to have one camera on the table with one sensor looking the ball, and if the ball is not vertical, if the camera lose the ball in 1 second or one moment when you are serving, it speaks wrong service. I think this would help a lot of our sport.
Thank you very much.
I think you have what you wanted, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Starting from the umpires, because they are in the match live, they should be more educated and also have empathy to understand what's happening, because right now I think they are acting like as a robot. Okay, fault, and then you cannot even discuss anything. You cannot find a medium point. It's it's a difficult topic right now.
I think rules are hard to change, but we must have some clarity, because often it happens like the main umpire on your table says something, then you bring the referee, the higher referee, and then he says something else. So I think it's very difficult to find a common sense, but I think it should be good if the rules have full clarity, you know.
For example, they did one time on one tournament with this with the camera angles to see the serves if it's illegal or not, and then each player maybe has 2 or 3 chances in the match, you can take a challenge and check the serves.
I think the umpires should have a little bit of a feeling for the game as well. Like it was also, I think, 3-0. Then Dimi came back to 3-2. Was 6-5. They took his serve, and that could also change his rhythm a little bit, and also like maybe the tactics. You cannot use a serve that you mostly use because the umpire is not allowing you to do that, and also it should not be that the umpire decides if you can serve a serve or not. If it's totally illegal, of course, but I think the umpires should be as well more educated about this stuff.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, it was quite obvious that this problem is important for all levels of players, and for us also.
For us, definitely is. For everybody. Maybe even then, for lower players, it's a bigger problem.
So let's then talk a little bit, just a short talk. Rules or umpires? Which end we go?
We should go both way.
Both way.
Yeah.
So we have checked table tennis rules recently. Handbook.
Rules are the long way, because to change them definitely will take some months or maybe years. Yeah.
Yes, but what about the rules? Are they good enough or not?
So they are good enough in explanation, but very difficult for umpires to follow and to be strict, because you can't measure this. It's not seen for both umpires and so on.
But the rules itself are not bad if they are followed by the players and controlled by umpires.
The idea behind the rules is not bad. Yeah. So it's the rules imply that the ball should be visible. The ball should be visible to the receiver during the whole service.
Yeah, one point that it should be visible for the receiver, and another point that nothing should be between the ball during the service and the net. So both this triangle between ball and both posts of the net.
Yes.
It should be free of any
but
object.
This is the measurement in the rules to secure that the player would see. So they think that if you define it between two posts and the ball should be triangle free of everything, then it is visible for the opponent.
Let's make it easier to understand for our audience what table tennis rules are saying. So the triangle between the ball and both posts should be free of anything. Of anything.
Yeah. No arm, no hand, no closing, nothing can be in this triangle.
Let's show schematically how it looks like.
Yeah, it's very simple, yes.
It's very simple, yes. So the rules themselves, they are quite good.
They are not good because you can't follow. So this is the problem.
Yeah, this is the problem.
Yes.
So the problem that umpires cannot trace.
No.
But why? So one of the umpires is facing the server, one of two umpires, if there are two umpires during the match. So what is the problem?
So for me, ideally, the umpire should be himself in this triangle. Then he can judge. If he out of the triangle, then it can't be mistakes how he sees the ball.
If there are two umpires following the game, so one umpire sees nothing. He is looking at the back of the server, and another umpire sees too much because it's difficult to make this projection.
Exactly.
From the point when he is sitting. So he himself watched the ball during the whole service, even it's hidden from the receiver. Then what could be a solution? Short term and long term. In the long term, it's clear we have to change the rule.
But I think we are living in this IT world today, and on the top level, I think some cameras could help and trace it. So if it is wrong, then not umpire, but the camera stops or helps the umpire to stop the game. Because today the biggest problem that the player starts arguing with the umpire. So my service is okay, I didn't hide, and then it's just the discussion in words, and it was never shown that it is not okay or it is okay. And I think we should use the technical means to prove.
So we need actually 2 or 4 cameras.
I don't know, so it's up to technical, but I think
depending on the camera.
Yeah, on the top level when they play WTT or big events, it is possible to arrange.
But let's define also what we consider to be a big event. All WTT events, or let's say we don't need to touch contenders or feeders.
We need to start with something. For me, it was not, maybe I don't know, it was not a single case when it was like after the game, it was umpire didn't his work well, or umpire worked well, and so on. So it was never analyzed, even after. So just an example. So even so, it's always a speculation. So somebody is serving bad or not bad. But yeah, this is for me. Yeah, it's never was deep enough to start with something, at least with one game. So like when it was with 40mm ball, let's start some matches. We test first, and let's start with some matches. It doesn't matter. Maybe not most important one, because it will be too stressful, as most of them serve wrong in the World Championship, and then it will be, as they say, the game will be destroyed if I serve correct. Yeah, and that the game will be destroyed. Then let's start with some competitions.
So the topic is really serious.
It's very painful. Yeah.
Yeah. We are not smiling at all. Yeah, but it's true.
Yeah,
it's true. It's difficult to talk about serious things. Keeping good mood.
That's always the discussion that if I meet the person who serves wrong, I should be able also to serve wrong. Yeah, then this is just, you have no weapon to protect yourself.
Yeah, being a coach to some extent, I have to tell my students at least to be able to hide the service.
Yeah.
And this is also very painful for me. I don't like to violate the rules, but in the real world,
there are no rules. Okay, let's take long.
The winner is always right.
Yes, the winner takes it all.
Let's discuss this topic in the comments. So we kindly ask to share your point of view, and we promise that we give out something for the best comments. And maybe not the best, but comments we like.
Yes, we will do. Thank you very much.
See you next time.